In a future not too far from now, in a bustling city filled with lights and hover cars, there stood a magnificent museum known as the Celestial Museum of Antiquities. This museum attracted millions of visitors every year. It was famous for its collection of ancient artifacts, some of which dated back to times before human history even began. Among the most admired items was a mysterious sword, said to be older than the galaxy itself. One sunny afternoon, two friends, Nina and Sam, decided to visit the museum. They were both science enthusiasts, passionate about the mysteries of the universe. Nina, with her sparkling blue eyes and curly brown hair, was always eager to learn new things. Sam, tall and slightly introverted, had a knack for storytelling. The two complemented each other perfectly. As they entered the grand hall of the museum, they were greeted by the impressive sight of the sword. It was displayed in a protective glass case. The sword's handle was ornately designed, shimmering in colors that seemed to shift with the light. A plaque beneath it read, "The Celestial Blade, a weapon forged in the stars, predating the formation of the galaxies."
Wow.
Can you believe this? Nina exclaimed, her eyes wide with excitement. It's said to be over 13 billion years old. It's incredible, Sam replied, studying the sword's intricate details. I wonder what stories it could tell if it could speak. Just then, a voice beside them broke their thoughts. It's not just a sword, you know, said a man dressed in a museum employee uniform. He had a calm demeanor and a friendly smile. The Celestial Blade has a lot of history attached to it. Nina and Sam turned to see the man standing next to them, with a name tag that read Dr. Ethan Rivers. He was a historian and seemed excited to share what he knew. Legend has it that this sword was used by a warrior from a distant planet. Battles were fought for the fate of galaxies, and the stories of those who wielded it are endless. Can I ask, how do you know it's older than the galaxy? Sam asked, curiosity sparkling in his eyes. Dr. Rivers adjusted his glasses and smiled. We have found scientific evidence, cosmic signatures that show its origins are linked to the very formation of the universe. It underwent a unique fusion during the cosmic event known as the Big Bang. But that's not all. What else is there? Nina leaned in closer, her excitement bubbling. It's said that the sword possesses otherworldly powers. Some believe it can open portals to other dimensions, Dr. Rivers revealed, his voice lowering to a whisper as if sharing a secret. But many theories are unproven, and such tales often become myths. As they stood there, a sudden buzz filled the air. An emergency alert sounded throughout the museum. The lights flickered as a voice echoed, "Attention! Please evacuate the museum immediately. There is a situation in the main exhibit." What's going on? Sam asked, his heart racing. I don't know, but we need to get to safety, Nina replied. The crowd began to panic as people rushed toward the exit. Just as they were about to leave the hall, Dr. Rivers said, "Wait, we can't leave without securing the Celestial Blade. I have to protect it." Without another word, he rushed toward the sword. Dr. Rivers, are you crazy? Nina shouted. We need to get out. It's not just an artifact. It's a part of our history, he shouted back, already standing in front of the sword's case, his hand moving to the locking mechanism. Suddenly, the glass case flickered and emitted a bright light. A heavy rumbling filled the museum, and everybody froze. The sword began to glow, illuminating the entire room. Dr. Rivers stepped back, wide-eyed. What's happening? Sam asked, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. Maybe it's reacting to the emergency. Dr. Rivers shouted, trying to comprehend the situation. It's never done this before. Before anyone could react, a portal began to form where the sword stood. A swirling vortex of colors emerged, captivating the onlookers. Some took a step back, while others were drawn closer, mesmerized by the vibrant display. Nina, feeling brave, stepped forward. We have to find out where it leads. I don't know if that's safe. Sam protested, but the energy was intoxicating. Nina glanced back at Dr. Rivers. Can we use the sword? Will it help us? Legends say it can either transport a person or bring infinite power, Dr. Rivers replied, his voice filled with determination. but only in the hands of a true warrior. It chose its master in the past. It may agree to choose one now. Just then, a blaring alarm rang out, urging anyone still in the museum to evacuate. Despite the chaos, Nina felt drawn to the sword. She reached out and touched the glass case, and the moment her fingers made contact, the glass shattered like ice, revealing the glowing sword within. "Oh my God! You did it!" Sam exclaimed. Before she could think, Nina grasped the sword. The moment she held it, she felt a surge of power course through her. The colors of the portal intensified. "Ready or not, here we go," Nina shouted, and with a firm grip on the sword, she stepped into the portal, with Sam and Dr. Rivers following closely behind. They felt themselves being pulled through time and space. Colors swirled around them like a cosmic storm. Then suddenly, the world around them changed, and they landed in a strange place. They stood on a rocky surface under a massive starry sky unlike anything they had seen on Earth. Strange creatures with iridescent skin and gigantic wings soared above them. "Where are we?" Sam asked, his voice echoing in awe. "I don't know, but this must be another dimension," Nina replied, her heart racing with adventure. Dr. Rivers gazed into the distance, where a group of warriors trained with glowing swords that looked similar to the celestial blade. "These are the guardians of the galaxies," he muttered. "And we are here for a reason." As Nina held the sword, she felt it resonate with the energy around her. The possibilities of the adventure ahead filled her with excitement. They had crossed into a world where stories of the past weren't just legends, but a gateway to their future adventures. And thus began their incredible journey, one where the lines of history blurred with endless possibilities, and the celestial blade led them toward a destiny beyond their wildest dreams. Characters. Ira, a young, inquisitive historian working at the museum. Jax, a mysterious individual claiming to be a time traveler. Director Bell, the stern, pragmatic director of the museum. Zara, Ira's knowledgeable and supportive colleague. The museum had a sword older than the galaxy, the human said. "That's from my graduation." The City Museum of Extraterrestrial Artifacts was not your average museum. Nestled in the heart of Neo-Alexandria, a bustling metropolis teeming with humans and various alien species, it housed relics from across the known galaxies. Ira, a young historian with an insatiable curiosity, loved her job. She spent her days piecing together the stories of long-lost civilizations, marveling at their ingenuity and pondering their fates. One day, a new exhibit arrived, a sword. Not just any sword, but one recovered from a derelict spaceship drifting in the Andromeda Galaxy. Carbon dating placed the sword's origin before the Milky Way galaxy even existed. Its blade shimmered with an otherworldly energy, the metal unknown to any current science. The museum buzzed with excitement. Director Bell, a stern woman with a no-nonsense attitude, addressed the staff. "This artifact," she declared, her voice echoing through the hall, "is unlike anything we've ever encountered. Its origins defy our understanding of the universe. Handle with utmost care." Ira, along with her colleague Zara, was assigned to research the sword. Zara, a seasoned historian with a knack for languages, dived into deciphering the strange symbols etched on the sword's hilt. Ira focused on the sword's composition, running countless scans and analyses. Days turned into weeks, and the mystery of the sword deepened. The metal seemed to absorb energy, growing warmer to the touch. The symbols, Zara discovered, were not a language at all, but a form of cosmic mathematics, representing the fundamental laws of reality. One afternoon, a man walked into the museum. He was tall, with piercing blue eyes and an air of quiet confidence. He wore simple clothes, unremarkable except for a strange device strapped to his wrist. He approached the sword exhibit, his gaze fixed on the ancient weapon. Ira, who happened to be nearby, watched him with interest. "Can I help you, sir?" she asked. The man turned, a faint smile playing on his lips. "That sword," he said, his voice a low murmur, "is quite remarkable." "Indeed," Ira replied. "We believe it predates our galaxy." The man chuckled. Predates the galaxy? Oh, it's much older than that. I know that sword. It's for my graduation. Iris stared at him, dumbfounded. Your graduation? Yes, the man said. My name is Jax. I'm a time traveler. Ira's mind raced. Time travel was considered theoretical, a subject of science fiction, not science fact. I'm sorry, she said, but that's impossible. Is it? Jax asked, raising an eyebrow.
He pointed to the device on his wrist.
This is a temporal regulator. It allows me to navigate the currents of time. He then told a story that defied belief. He claimed that the sword was a ceremonial weapon crafted by an ancient civilization that mastered time travel. They used it to celebrate significant milestones like graduations. But why is it here? Ira asked, her skepticism slowly giving way to curiosity. It was lost, Jax explained. During a temporal storm, the ship carrying the sword was thrown into the far reaches of space, eventually ending up here. Director Bell, who had been observing the exchange, approached them. Mr. Jax, I presume? She said, her voice sharp. I'm Director Bell. I must say, your claims are quite extraordinary. I understand your skepticism, Director, Jax replied. But I can prove my story. He asked for access to the sword. Reluctantly, Director Bell agreed, under strict supervision. Jax approached the sword, his eyes filled with a strange sense of familiarity. He reached out and touched the blade. A surge of energy erupted from the sword, filling the room with light. The symbols on the hilt began to glow, pulsating with power. Ira and Zara gasped, shielding their eyes. Director Bell stood frozen, her face a mask of disbelief. When the light subsided, Jax was holding the sword. It seemed to hum in his hand, resonating with his presence. He raised the sword above his head and spoke in a language that Ira had never heard before. Suddenly, a holographic image appeared above the sword. It showed a vast, ancient city, shimmering with advanced technology. Beings of pure light moved through the city, their forms graceful and ethereal. This, Jax said, is my home. Or rather, was. It exists far in the future, long after humanity is gone. The holographic image faded, and the sword returned to its dormant state. Jax handed it back to Ira, a sad smile on his face. The sword is a key, he said. A key to understanding the true nature of time and the universe. Director Bell, finally regaining her composure, asked, What do you intend to do now, Mr. Jax? I have to go back, Jax replied, to try and prevent the temporal storm that caused the sword to be lost. Can you? Ira asked, her voice filled with concern. I don't know, Jax said, but I have to try. The fate of countless timelines may depend on it. He turned to Ira, his eyes filled with a strange intensity. Take care of the sword, he said. It holds the wisdom of ages. With a final nod, Jax activated his temporal regulator. The device hummed, and a shimmering portal opened behind him. He stepped through the portal, disappearing in a flash of light. The museum was silent. Ira, Zara, and Director Bell stood in stunned silence, trying to process what they had just witnessed. The sword, once a mere artifact, now held a profound significance. Director Bell, ever the pragmatist, broke the silence. Well, she said, I suppose we have a lot of rewriting to do. Ira looked at the sword, its ancient metal gleaming under the museum lights. She knew that her life had changed forever. She was no longer just a historian. She was a guardian of a relic that held the secrets of time itself. The sword remained in the museum, a silent testament to the vastness of the universe and the mysteries that lay hidden within its depths. Ira dedicated herself to studying the sword, hoping to unlock its secrets and understand the true nature of time. She knew that Jax's story was not just a tale of time travel, but a reminder that the past, present, and future were interconnected, and that even the smallest actions could have profound consequences across the vast expanse of time. And so, the City Museum of Extraterrestrial Artifacts continued to attract visitors from across the galaxies, all drawn to the enigmatic sword that was older than the galaxy itself, a sword that one man claimed was from his graduation, a sword that held the key to the universe's deepest secrets.